So Noah, how did you find out about free realms? Or Noah, tell me, what's your story? Uh, here's an idea I'm totally not copying, but here's my free realm story. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and now seems like a pretty good time to do it, so here we go. Time to set the scene. It was 2010, I was 10 years old. I just started playing computer games, but mainly browser stuff like addictinggames.com and PopDropica, and just stuff like that. A bit later, I saw a web ad on the side of one of the sites, and I found this game called Battlefield Heroes. And boy, I played the heck out of that game. I mean, that lasted for a few months, and I mean, just look, my 10-year-old, I was freaking out, okay? Army, actions, guns, violence, all of it for free on a computer I can run it on. Sign me up. And man, it was great. I met my first internet friend there. His name was Pork and Beans. Well, one day after a match ended, which this actually happened to be the last day I saw Pork and Beans, I walked into the kitchen to grab a drink and a commercial played.
In free realms, I can create my own adventure.
In free realms, I can create my own adventure. I ran back into the computer room, I searched up the game on Internet Explorer. I mean, it wasn't my first time seeing the commercial. I mean, I've seen it many times, but whenever I would see it, I was either grounded or at a friend's house, and I just forgot to get the game. And this was the time. So I downloaded the game and I started playing away. My name was Brett Strongtower, and boy, I was happy. I mean, that day, my first day on Free Realms was such an ideal day. I mean, my grandmother came home and she made me pizza, and I found a great game, so I was eating my favorite food at the time, playing this game that soon would become my favorite game. A couple days later, I went to my friend's house and I told him about the game. This guy was my best friend. His name was Connor. He tried to tell me that Wizard 101 was better because that was the game he was currently playing at the time, but eventually I was finally able to get him on. He began to like the game too. Played together, we talked about the game IRL, I mean we made nerdy inside jokes. Some time passed and Connor moved away. He actually moved 2 days after Christmas, and I couldn't talk to him anymore. He didn't log in on Free Realms, we didn't have social media. We used a home phone to talk when we weren't together, and just to let you know, when you switch homes, the home phone tends to quit working. I spent a lot of time alone after that, just playing Free Realms, and then one day, around the Valentine's event, so keep in mind this is about 2 months later, Duncan's Shadow Armor logged on. My best friend was back online. I thought he forgot about the game, and then he messaged me, "Call me." At this time, I didn't know his new number, and I remember scrambling and freaking out over the filter because he tried to send it, and you know, it blocked it all. It was super stressful, but then eventually he just ended up working around it, and he told me that it was the same number. And geez, I still remember that number to this day. But look, I called him, and I pretty much just like held the phone on my shoulder, and we played the game all night. Actually, that was my first all-nighter. We used the home phones like we use Skype today. Some months passed, I ended up making a new account and naming myself Noah Molten Rock to, you know, get that 250 free SC. 2 years later, I was at a friend's house, and it was my friend named Jacob, and I decided to show him the game. And just like me, he fell in love at first sight. And we actually played the game for a full weekend. Only coming out of his room for food and drink, and we ended up burning out his $800 laptop. So, since my mom had to pay back $800, she said that, hey, you need to quit playing that game. That was my punishment. We've already sunk so much money into the game, she thought it was for the best. I didn't really have my own computer to play the game on, not even to really play on secretly. Like, I'd go to a friend's house and I was able to hop on for a couple of minutes before they kicked me off, but it was never anything consistent. I'd probably be able to hop on the game like maybe once every 3 months. And eventually I got my own computer on the Christmas of 2013. I played some games for a few weeks until I was like, holy crap, wait, I have my own computer. I can play Free Realms now. I searched up the game and I saw that it was shutting down. And for a game that I didn't play for about a year, I cried like a little baby. It was like, we're talking about like the ending of the Walking Dead games crying. It was pretty bad. My brother ended up coming to the room and was like, dude, what's wrong with you? And I just kind of pointed at the screen and he kind of just laughed at me and walked away. So I hop on and I record some videos for my YouTube channel, which, I mean, they never got uploaded, but because, different topic, whatever. So I told Connor that the game was shutting down, and he gets dropped off at my house, and he logs on his laptop, I play on my PC, and we played like the good old days. And that's how it went until the sunset of the game. And then on March 31st, the tale of Noah Molten Rock and Duncan's Shadow Armor ended. Skip forward, and we get to November of 2015, and I make a video about Free Realms Reconnected. And geez, it got a bunch of views. And it really sucked me back into Free Realms. I mean, eventually that project sort of failed, and time went on. Things got rough. I mean, when you say on a video, hey guys, I'm supporting this project, it's great, and then the project fails, people kind of come at you. And I sort of quit YouTube because of that. And then another year passed, and it's December 2016, and I get a comment on that video from a year before about how the game was back. I decided to see if it was true, and turns out there was two projects, a new Reconnected and a Sunrise project. I make my 2015 video on the two projects, and well, Reconnected flopped again, but Sunrise pulled through, and now we're here. Huh. It's crazy to think that 7 years later, I would be talking about this game that I just happened to see a commercial about between a break on an army game. Thank you so much for watching. If you found the story interesting or anything, let me know. Throw down your feedback and maybe even tell me your whole Free Roam story. Well, I mean, I'm not asking for you to write a whole essay, but, you know, just give me the gist of it in the comment section and, you know, maybe we can chat about it. But until next time, I'll see you all guys later. See you all guys later.